Dear students, do you know the firefly that glow during night? Is there any torch? Torch is fitted at its back to glow the light? No, not at all. A biomolecule gene is involved in this process. A gene that produces a protein in this firefly. So that produces the light at its back. So you can see the glowing nature of this firefly. So that produces the light at its back that glow during night. Can you see the firefly that glows? You can observe the blinking of light at its back. Oh, it is running on my palm. So this glowing nature of this firefly is because of a gene located in its body. So this gene, DNA, the DNA is responsible for glowing nature of the firefly during night. If we cut and insert this gene or the part of the DNA to a plant body, is it glows? Is it glows during night time? The plant glows? Definitely. Definitely the plant glows during night time by producing a type of protein called luciferin. So the gene codes for a protein called luciferin. The luciferase enzyme is responsible. So it produces the luciferin protein. The luciferin protein that absorbs the light during daytime and that glows during night time. If we cut the part of the DNA which is responsible to produce the luciferin protein and transfer to a plant that glows during night, scientists did such an experiment of introducing the gene which produces the glowing nature of the firefly into a tobacco plant. So this tobacco plant glows during night. If you introduce this type of gene to any of the plant or animal or a microbes that glows during night, if you plant in your street this type of plants to your street or in your field, the street light is not necessary at all. So wonderful, so amazing word, the living word, the technology. We are utilizing or we are manipulating the genetic structure of an organism at molecular level to alter the characteristic feature of an organism. So this technique is also called genetic engineering technique. We are utilizing the living organism welfare of mankind. So that is called the biotechnology. The biotechnology, the chapter number 11, the principle and process of biotechnology, that explains what is biotechnology, what is the procedure involved in production of rDNA, how to produce the transgenic animals, transgenic microbes, transgenic plants, etc. So we are going to study what is this biotechnology. The biotechnology that includes not only the introduction of a gene to a host plant, a foreign gene into a host plant, or the manipulation of genetic structure. So the area is so wide. The production of test tube babies in vitro technology, the IVF-ET, in vitro fertilization and embryo transfer, is also a contribution of biotechnology. So by knowing the Human Genome Project, we can identify a particular gene, a faulty, abnormal or absent gene is replaced by a healthy working gene. The method is called gene therapy. Gene therapy is also a contribution of biotechnology. The DNA fingerprinting technology, the production of antibodies, the production of vaccines, the production of different enzymes, hormones by culturing an altered cells, a microbes or a eukaryotic cell in a sterilized medium, aseptic condition to produce these biochemicals in a large scale, all are contribution of biotechnology. As its name indicates, the bio means life. Bio means life. The technology, we are using different techniques to take the benefit from the living organism or from the life, the processes of life, so that the use of microbes, plants, animals are part of the living organism, are a processes for the welfare of mankind is called biotechnology. We can define the biotechnology is a process or a product. So that uses the living organism or part of the living organism to produce such a processes or product for the welfare of human being. So knowingly or unknowingly, the technique of utilizing these organisms started times immemorial. From the ancient period, unknowingly we are utilizing the microorganism for the welfare of human being. Consider the preparation of dosa, idli, curdling of milk, the production of bread, wine. So all these are a traditional method of biotechnology. Unknowingly we are utilizing this living organism, the microbes, in the production of curd. How the curd is produced? So curd is produced by a bacteria called lactobacillus. Lactobacillus. If you put a few drops of buttermilk to the milk, a slightly warmed milk, that is converted into curd. Souring of milk or curdling process is because of the activity of lactobacillus. Lactobacillus. So this fermentation activity, the microbial fermentation that converts the milk into curd, we are utilizing this technology from the ancient period. We are utilizing the microorganism for the production of a product for welfare of human society. So not only this one, in the preparation of dosa, idli, you have to soak the rice in water. So after grinding, the batter so formed, after a day, the batter will rise up, the volume rises. So this puffed up appearance of this batter of rice or idli or dosa batter, so is because of the microbial activity. The yeast and some other fungus and bacteria are the microbes that consumes the carbohydrate and liberates carbon dioxide as a byproduct. The carbon dioxide so produced during the fermentation of this microorganism that forms a small bubbles in it. So these bubbles so formed that gives the puffed up appearance of the dosa and idli during its preparation, that also increases the palatability of the food. So in the preparation of bread, we are using the wheat flour. So wheat flour is made into a wheat duff. So this duff so formed is mixed with the yeast pellet, the yeast Saccharomyces cerevisiae, that consumes the carbohydrate present in the wheat duff, and liberates carbon dioxide as a byproduct. The carbon dioxide so produced that forms the bubble, the air bubble in the duff, that increases the volume of the duff. If you tried in that condition, that is used to prepare the bread or cake in bakeries, the puffed up appearance and also increased palatability is by the use of microorganism. In the preparation of wine and many more processes, we are utilizing the microorganism or the living organism. All these are traditional method of biotechnology, but a modern biotechnology that deals with the manipulation of genetic structure, manipulation of DNA, the manipulation of gene at the molecular level to alter its characteristic feature. So what is this biotechnology? How to define the biotechnology? And European Federation of Biotechnology defines the biotechnology is an integration. Biotechnology is an integration of natural science and organism. Biotechnology is the integration of natural science and organisms, the cells, the parts thereof, to produce a processes or product for the welfare of mankind. So that is the definition as proposed by EFB, European Federation of Biotechnology. EFB given a definition, that is the integration of natural science and organisms, cells, parts thereof are molecular analogues to produce a process or product for the welfare of mankind. Yes. We are utilizing the living organism or part of the living organism by using some techniques, some industrial, laboratory techniques. So that utilize or the use of laboratory or industrial technique to produce such a process or product by the living organism or part of the living organism is called biotechnology. What are the principles involved in the modern biotechnology? The principle involved in modern biotechnology that includes principles includes the genetic engineering, shortly called GE, genetic engineering. And the second important principle behind the biotechnological process, a modern biotechnology, is chemical engineering. Chemical engineering to produce a biological process or a product in a sterilized condition by the use of microorganism or eukaryotic cell to produce an antibiotic, vaccine, or maybe glycosides in a large scale, an enzyme or maybe hormones by using or culturing a cell, a modified cell, a transformed cell, eukaryotic or microorganism. That is the chemical process of genetic engineering or chemical engineering. So this genetic engineering that stands for the manipulation or alteration of gene at molecular level in organism to alter its phenotype, its characteristic feature. We can define the genetic engineering is the manipulation of genetic structure at molecular level to alter its characteristic feature. That means we have to take a target gene, a gene of interest, a foreign gene. An example, the insulin. Insulin is necessary in human body to produce, to maintain the glucose level, a proper homeostatic balance of the glucose level in our body. If any improper secretion of this insulin, the production of insulin or utilization of this insulin, that leads to diabetes mellitus, or it is also called the glycosuria, discharge of glucose through urine. So to this diabetic patient, insulin is artificially injected, which is extracted from a microbes. Olden days, that was extracted from some rodents by taking the pancreas of the rodents and grind and to extract the insulin and introduce to the, or that is given to the human body or a patient, a diabetic patient. But in genetic engineering, we have to cut the insulin gene. The target cell is the pancreatic cell, the islet of pancreatic cell. We have to isolate this gene and introduce it into a microbes, E. coli bacteria, by using a vector called plasmid vector. By using the plasmid vector, we have to introduce in E. coli bacteria. In this E. coli bacteria, we can made to produce the insulin by culturing the E. coli, the transformed cell of E. coli. In a large scale, in a bioreactor, if you culture this cell in a bioreactor in a large scale, so that divides and produces billions of copies of this E. coli, which contain the introduced gene. The introduced gene multiply and produces the clones and produces such a product, the insulin, we can extract by downstream processing. Very simple process of genetic engineering to introduce a foreign gene, alien gene to a host organism, the organism to which we have to introduce the foreign or alien gene. That organism is called the host organism. It may be a bacteria, a human being, a plant, or maybe an animal. So that act as a host organism which incorporates the foreign gene or alien gene. So I would like to explain in brief the genetic engineering. Before that, what is this process? Process of chemical engineering. So the second important principle, the chemical engineering method, in an aseptic, sterile condition in the laboratory or in the industrial process, we have to culture a microorganism or microbes. Microbes are any eukaryotic cell to produce the biological product, an antibiotic, a vaccine, an enzyme, or maybe hormone. in a large scale, in industrial scale. So this, the process of production of this biological product is the chemical engineering process. So these two are important principle. But what actually the method of genetic engineering or rDNA technology? So let me explain in brief the genetic engineering technique or rDNA technology. And also I want to explain some important tools used in rDNA technology. So in this rDNA technology, we have to isolate a gene from an organism, a microbe, a plant, animal, or any other organism. We have to identify a useful gene, a target gene. We call it as target gene or gene of interest, target gene. Or it is also called gene of interest, gene of interest. So I have to identify this gene of interest which produces an enzyme, a glycoside, a tannin, or any biochemicals. We have to identify this gene, isolate this gene by using an enzyme. We have to use an enzyme to cut these molecules, the DNA. We have to use the scissors, usually the molecular scissors. REN, restriction endonucleases, are called molecular scissors. Number of RENs are present that is used to cut or cleave the double-stranded DNA. A large group of REN. So you have to cut this DNA and isolate the gene of interest. It produces a useful product. We have to introduce into a host cell, a microbes. We can produce this biological product in large scale, in industrial scale, by using a host, a small microbes. So, but a vehicle is necessary. A vehicle is necessary. We have to identify the vehicle or a carrier of this gene of interest or alien gene. So, this is the alien gene or gene of interest, or it is also called foreign gene. Foreign gene or gene of interest. It is also called target gene, alien gene, foreign gene, or gene of interest. We have to cut and isolate by using REN, restriction endonucleases, that cleave the double-stranded DNA. A fragment of DNA so isolated is introduced into a vector. We have to select a double-stranded circular self-replicating DNA. Usually this DNA is the vector DNA. The plasmid is the most accepted vector. The plasmid is the most accepted vector in genetic engineering. Usually in some bacteria, along with its genomic DNA, an extra chromosomal double-stranded hereditary material is present, that is called plasmid. So this plasmid is having self-replication ability and it produces its clones. So that is taken as a vector for genetic engineering. In this vector, a small portion of the DNA should be cut out. The space so created, we have to introduce the foreign gene or alien gene. So this alien gene or the foreign gene is introduced and that is joined with the vector DNA. It should be joined with the vector DNA by using an enzyme called ligase. DNA ligase is an enzyme that is called molecular stitcher that stitches the double-stranded DNA of two or more fragments. So here we are combining the DNA, a foreign DNA, an alien gene or the gene of interest into a vector. So it is a recombined DNA which contains the DNA of vector and a foreign gene. Such a recombined DNA is called rDNA, and the technology is called rDNA technology, the recombinant DNA technology. It is also called gene cloning or molecular cloning or rDNA technology or recombinant DNA technology. But the technology or the technique is not completed, the procedure is not completed. So the rDNA so produced is introduced into a host organism. Which is the host organism? Which one is the host organism? It may be a cell, a micro, a plant, or animal cell. In this introduction of this gene, we have to use the microorganism. For example, the E. coli bacteria. E. coli bacteria, Escherichia coli, a bacteria, a common inhabitant of human intestine. So that Escherichia coli is used as a host. So it is having its own genome, Different methods are used to introduce this rDNA into host cell. Have to discuss later on. So I have to introduce this rDNA into host cell. The rDNA is introduced into host cell that contain a foreign gene, alien gene, a foreign gene or gene of interest. So once it has been introduced into host, if you put some calcium chloride, that increases the membrane permeability, that absorbs this DNA, the host cell get transformed. It contains a new gene. Its genomic DNA gets altered by introduction of a foreign gene or foreign DNA or rDNA. Along with its host genome, the gene gets altered. The DNA or the genomic DNA gets altered by insertion of a foreign gene. So it gets transformed. It expresses new phenotypic character, new character. So it is the transformed cell. So it undergoing division to produce more cells. Along with the division of this microorganism, its genomic DNA also divides. The plasmid so introduced, the plasmid or the rDNA so introduced along with the gene of interest gets replicates. It replicates and produces the multiple copies. So when this microorganism produces million and billion of copies, then it produces such a number of rDNA. We are cloning the genes. Cloning the genes. Once it has been produced, the clones of gene, then it starts to produce its product. The product so produced is extracted for industrial purpose or the welfare of mankind. So how to multiply these organisms? By introducing a large tank, a vessel which contain all gadgets to favor the growth of microorganism. We are putting this microorganism that can grow in a bioreactor. Or it's also called fermenter. Bioreactor or fermenter is a large fermentation tank that contains the food material, the nutrient material, the proper oxygen, pH, temperature, pressure. All gadgets should be properly maintained, which favors the growth of this microorganism. Once it has been produced large number, billions of copies of microorganism along with the rDNA. We are producing the multiple copies of the same gene. So it is called gene cloning technique. Gene cloning or it's also called molecular cloning. Then we mate to produce the product by the introduced gene, the regulation of gene concept, the operon concept. So once we put some nutrient to this media, that goes to produce the product along with the digestive enzymes. It also produces the product of introduced gene. The product so produced must be extracted by downstream processing. An industrial large scale, we have to extract the product by downstream processing. We can produce any alkaloid, enzymes, hormones, or any biological product by using a simple microorganism. By culturing a simple microorganism by a low-cost nutrient media in an industrial scale, we can extract the biological product produced by the gene. So this is a very simple explanation of the genetic engineering method, the rDNA technology, gene cloning or molecular cloning. What are the tools? Used in this biotechnology or genetic engineering process? We are using the 4 important tools. The first one, the vector. It is a vehicle or carrier of gene of interest. The second important tool is the enzymes. We are using 2 important enzymes. The DNA, REN, restriction endonucleases, RENs extracted from different bacteria, and DNA ligases extracted from different viruses. And the third important tool is the host to introduce the rDNA. And the fourth one is the bioreactor. Bioreactor to produce the large number of microorganisms or clone of the introduced gene, the clones of introduced gene. These are four important tools used in genetic engineering process. The first one, vector or vehicle of gene of interest. Different carriers are used in genetic engineering process. The plasmid is the most accepted vector. The plasmid, cosmid, lambda phages and mini chromosome or artificial chromosome is used as vector or vehicle for gene of interest. It is a carrier of gene of interest. So we have to use the carrier of gene of interest or vehicle of gene of interest. Usually the most accepted vector is the plasmid vector. So what is the characteristic feature present in this plasmid vector? It's a self-replicating double-stranded DNA. It's having an auric site for replication, ori or auric site. A self-replicating double-stranded extra chromosomal DNA present in certain microorganism. So that is called the plasmid. The plasmid is the most accepted vector in genetic engineering process to introduce a foreign gene or alien gene to this plasmid. Then the second important tool is the enzymes. REN and ligases are two important enzymes. So the REN is the restriction endonucleases, a group of enzymes. Nearly about 900 different RENs were extracted from about 230 species of bacteria. These were extracted from different bacteria, and it identifies a specific nucleotide base pairs in the double-stranded DNA. How it cuts the DNA, the double-stranded DNA. How it cleaves the double-stranded DNA. So you can see it identifies few sequences in the double-stranded DNA where repeated sequence occurs. For example, in 5 to 3 end, 5 prime to 3 prime, we can see a repeated sequence GAATTC. GAATTC is the repeated sequence if you read from 5 to 3 end. So keeping the reading kept constant, if you read on the opposite strand 5-3 direction, you can read it as GAATTC. So GAATTC is the repeated sequence. It is called palindromes. We call it as palindromes. Palindromes, the repeated sequence or repeating sequence. For example, madam, MADAM. So a group of letters. In the madam, you can see the group of letters. If you read from both sides, this group of letters, that gives the same meaning of the word, MADAM. On this side, forward or backward. So MADAM. So another example, Malayalam, a group of letters, Malayalam. In this, you can see MALAYALAM, Malayalam. If you read from this end or the opposite end, you can read that gives the same meaning of the word. So that is the repeating sequence. So these REN, restriction endonucleases, identify this repeated sequence in the double-stranded DNA. So that is the palindromes, or it is also called recognition site. Recognition site. So in this recognition site, it cleave slightly away, cleave the DNA, the phosphodiester bond slightly away from its center. So where cutting is done, so that is called the restriction site. So this one is the recognition site where actually the cutting is done by the REN. So that is called restriction site. Restriction site. It cut and cleave out the double-stranded DNA. Cleave out the double-stranded DNA. So in this double stranded DNA, we can get G, C, T, T, A, G, an unpaired base. It forms an unpaired, overhanging fashion. It forms an unpaired, left few unpaired bases. So you can see GAA, TTC, AA, TTC, G. So some unpaired bases left out. So that forms the sticky end. To sticky end so formed, we have to introduce a foreign gene, an alien gene or a foreign gene to produce the recombinant DNA or rDNA. So this is the enzyme, very important tool, the enzyme REN, restriction endonucleases. So once we have to cut the DNA, you must join the different fragments of DNA in rDNA technology. That is a recombined DNA. Usually the ligases are used to join, we call it as molecular stickers that joins two or more fragments of DNA to produce a complete DNA strand, a long stretches of DNA. So these molecular stitchers are ligases, DNA ligases, another important tool. And the host to introduce the rDNA. rDNA so produced, we have to introduce to a cell. It may be a microorganism, a plant cell, an animal cell, or any other living organism. So that to which we have to introduce the rDNA, the plasmid DNA that act as a host. So the rDNA, the recombined DNA, the DNA of interest which is introduced into a plasmid, such a recombined DNA, the rDNA should be introduced into a cell. The cell to which the rDNA is introduced, that cell is called the host cell. It may be a microorganism, a plant cell, or an animal cell. So then the last important one, the bioreactor, is another tool. A large fermentation tank, an industrially designed fermentation tank is necessary. So that is the bioreactor to culture this bacteria, this microorganism or a cell. So I have to introduce the microorganism or the transformed bacteria into a bioreactor which contain all gazettes to favor the growth of microorganism. It contains a stirrer, a proper aeration, pH, so acid-base balance, and also a proper temperature, pressure, so which favors the growth of microbes. Once the clones of these microbes were produced, that also contains the introduced gene. This introduced gene multiply or that produces the clones, and its product should be extracted by industrial scale, a downstream processing. So we can see four important tools: the vector, enzymes, host, and bioreactor. So in this video, we were discussed about the biotechnology, the traditional biotechnology, the modern biotechnology, the scopes of biotechnology, and also the principles of biotechnology, and a method of insertion of gene into a host cell. And also we were discussed about the four important tools of biotechnology. Thank you. Thanks one and all.